The quarterly forecast vanished from the projector screen. In its place, a picture of my car flashed into view, parked outside my son's elementary school. Every head in the conference room swiveled towards me. The new intern, Winnie, planted her hands on the table, her face glowing with the thrill of a righteous crusade. "Mr. Anderson," she announced, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "I need to report a serious misuse of company property." She slapped a stack of photos onto the polished wood. "Ms. Clark has been using the company car as her personal taxi service, picking up her kid, running errands, taking it home on weekends. This is a flagrant violation of policy." The room went dead silent. A chill snaked up my spine, despite the stuffy air. I almost pitied the girl's wide-eyed ambition. She was right about one thing. That was my car. My 6-figure luxury sedan, which I'd lent to the company 3 years ago so we could impress clients. Free of charge. Winnie flipped to the next slide, a spreadsheet. "I've run the numbers. Based on her commute and personal trips, she's costing the company thousands a month in fuel and depreciation alone." She turned to the man at the head of the table. "Sir, we're supposed to be cutting costs, not funding a manager's lifestyle. This needs to be dealt with." All eyes landed on Noah Anderson, my old college friend and the CEO of the company we built from nothing. I remembered the nights we couldn't make payroll, when I drained my savings to keep us afloat. I remembered handing him the keys to this very car, brand new, saying, "The company needs this more than I do." He'd used it for 3 years. I'd paid every cent for gas, insurance, and maintenance. I'd even been the one to drive it to the airport for client pickups when our driver was out. Everyone in this room knew it was my car. Trevor from marketing, who just last week borrowed it to take his father to the hospital, was suddenly fascinated by his keyboard. Macy from reception, who took it for joyrides every month, shot me a look of pure disgust. Noah's fingers tapped a slow, deliberate rhythm on the table, his tell when he was weighing his options. He wouldn't meet my gaze. "Ava." His voice was cold, unfamiliar. "Is what Winnie said true?" The air left my lungs. True? Was it true that a year ago I'd mortgaged this car to cover salaries and he'd clapped my shoulder saying, "You saved us, Ava"? Was it true that 3 years ago he promised, "When we make it big, I'll buy you a new one"? He was really asking me this. My voice was steady when I finally spoke. "What do you think, Noah?" He looked away. "The evidence is clear, and rules are rules, Ava. Even for a founder, public and private have to be separate. That's the bottom line." He took a breath. "Hand over the keys. The car will be managed by admin from now on. As for the costs Winnie calculated, finance will deduct them from your salary." A triumphant smirk bloomed on Winnie's face. "Mr. Anderson is right. I think Ms. Clark owes the entire company an apology too." Noah waved a dismissive hand. "A company-wide email will suffice." An email, a salary deduction, and he was taking my car. I looked at his familiar face and saw a complete stranger. I didn't argue. I didn't pull out the title from my bag and slam it on the table, because I finally saw it all clearly. Winnie was just a pawn, desperate to climb the ladder by stepping on me. Noah wanted my car, and he was using a clueless intern to steal it in plain sight. 3 years is a long time, long enough for a lie to feel like the truth, for a gift to be mistaken for an entitlement. I stood, my movements slow and deliberate. I pulled the keys from my bag and set them on the conference table. The metallic clink cut through the silence. "Fine. I accept the decision." My eyes found Noah's, a faint, cold smile touching my lips. "I hope the car continues to bring the company good luck." Noah, who had clearly braced for a fight, let out a slow breath. The tension drained from his shoulders. "Ava, it's for the best. You have to understand, my hands are tied here." Winnie snatched the keys, clutching them like a trophy. "See? If you just cooperated, we wouldn't have had to make this a public spectacle." I gave her a long look, a flicker of pity the only thing I felt. She had no idea what she was holding. She thought she'd just won the battle. In reality, she'd just handed me the match.